It's not a matter of if, but when a crisis will rock your world. I'm Rashini Rajkumar, crisis strategist, licensed attorney, and host of The Crisis Files. In each case file, we explore a real-world crisis or a ripped-from-the-headlines dilemma. My Crisis Squad and I are here to find solutions. In all cases, our suggestions are meant to help you handle your own crisis or prevent crises from happening. Is there any social media platform that can get you into trouble faster than Twitter? You have a random thought, you type it out, and send it into the universe. What could possibly go wrong? Well, in today's case file, we find out exactly what could go wrong and what it could cost your company. And because tweets are brief, this episode will be too. Let's call it The Case of the Tweet Heard Round the World. I've got the entire Crisis Squad here on this one. Steve Silton, entertainment and sports attorney, Dr. Cheryl Ziegler, clinical psychologist and author, Dr. Abdul Omari, inclusion, equity, and diversity expert, and Jennifer Hellman, reputation management and public relations specialist. All right, so here's our crisis. We've got a CEO, he's in the air, he's in an airplane. Our clock is ticking on this one. Unfortunately, he tweeted as he was leaving, taking off, that he loves the country, but the food stinks, he's gonna starve the whole visit. He's got to open new offices in this new country for his business. So we need to help him before he gets off that plane, because that tweet landed before he did, and there's going to be lots of press as well as dignitaries of this country waiting for him to get off the plane. Jen, you deal with reputation repair. How bad is this?
Well, first of all, we're not going to be able to fix it for him before he lands. He's going to have to take responsibility. And the thing is, if you screw up, you have to be willing to apologize, and you have to apologize the right way.
But what's the right way, Dr. Z?
When we talk about doing a proper apology, you always want to use I statements. I accept full responsibility. I am going to take ownership in learning more. I, right? So what people do is sometimes they'll say, I'm sorry, but, or, oh, it was just a joke. So they have a disclaimer, or there's something attached to it. So there can be nothing attached to it except for I own full responsibility of this. This was irresponsible of me. I apologize and I will do better.
I also think that with an authentic apology, and quite frankly, this might not be able to happen before the person lands. This is probably a longer term thinking solution, which is we have to provide some level of education of why this is problematic.
Explain that more, Abdul.
To insult a culture's food, which in so many ways is how we welcome people and build relationships and what have you, and helping him to understand why that's problematic going forward is super, super important.
Steve, any liability issues because these deals were just inked?
Yeah, I'm usually pretty reluctant to immediately go to apology, but luckily Cuisine doesn't have standing to sue. So there's really no limitations on kind of the robustness and the fullness of an apology.
So we agree. He needs to put out an authentic apology. A real one, not one of this sorry if you're offended BS. Plus, it's got to be short and sweet, with lots of I statements. We need to educate him. You don't visit a country and trash their food. You especially don't do it as you're opening a brand new business there. Food is culture. It has deep meaning. And finally, maybe never tweet. As Abraham Lincoln said, better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and to remove all doubt. Great job, Crisis Squad. On to the next crisis. I'd like to thank the members of the Crisis Squad for joining me, Steve Silton, Dr. Cheryl Ziegler, Dr. Abdul Omari, and Jennifer Hellman. Today's Crisis Brief brought to you by Gulf Public. 1. Understand your key audiences while keeping in mind cross-cultural differences. 2. Triple proof any post language before you post. Run it by your public relations or company lawyer if you still have doubt. And finally, if you wouldn't say it to someone's face, don't post it. Prepare and plan before a crisis strikes with Gulf Public, an award-winning public relations and public affairs agency. Learn more at gulfpublic.com. Thank you to the team at Spoke 612 Productions, show producer Angela Dahlman, and Eric Beaudry, our editor, with post-production by Tom Hamilton at Undertone Music. I'm Rashini Rajkumar. Join me next time on The Crisis Files.